is Joanna Johnson, and I am a certified personal trainer through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. And this is the next videos in a series I like to call using exercises, utilizing household items. In this case, we're not actually going to utilize any household items per se, but these are exercises that you can do in the home in case you're not able to get to the gym, or if you're pretty busy, if you're just relaxing or watching television. And this particular exercise is especially designed for people who have trouble getting on the floor, maybe because they have bad knee problems. So this might be more tailored towards the older generation. Okay. Today's verse of the day, in all your ways acknowledge him and he will narrow your paths. That's from Proverbs 3:6. Okay. So let's begin. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do abdominal crunches, standing abdominal crunches, basically working mostly this part of the core section, okay? This is the midsection that a lot of people have trouble with and what a lot of people want to work on in terms of getting in shape, okay? The particular muscles that we're going to be targeting are the external and the internal obliques, the rectus abdominis and the transverse abdominis. The rectus abdominis goes down here. The transverse abdominis kind of comes in here. And then you have the external and the internal obliques. They kind of come in this way. So there's actually several groups of muscles that make up the abdominal region. Okay. So first, the technique I'm going to teach you is called abdominal bracing. And abdominal bracing is something that you actually do naturally. If you think, for instance, somebody's going to hit you in the stomach, you automatically contract your abdominal muscles. So basically all that is contracting your abdominal muscles. Think of it as putting on some tight jeans. You automatically suck in your stomach. Now the big difference between that and this exercise is you are still breathing even though you are contracting your muscles. A lot of times when people contract, they go like this and their chest comes up. But what you want to do is you want to just pull in your abdominals. Think of it as pulling your belly button towards your back. And you're able to still breathe, only you're not breathing from your chest, you're breathing from your diaphragm. So you'll be able to contract. Turn to the side so you can see it. So say like I have it out like that. So I contract, but I'm still able to breathe. So if you're still able to breathe, you're breathing from your diaphragm and not from your chest. So abdominal bracing, you want to at least practice doing that first, okay? So you may contract for about 10 seconds, okay? And then release. Contract, release. Contract, release, okay? And again, if you still don't know or understand abdominal bracing, think of it this way. Most of us women are very conscious about our weight and we naturally kind of suck it in when we walk around, but we're still breathing. That's basically what you're doing in this exercise, okay? Once you have the abdominal bracing down and you're able to hold it, or you can hold it, and it's pretty easy just to hold for a while, especially, if you think of it as, again, you're walking around holding in your stomach anyway, okay? Once you're able to do the abdominal bracing, now we can move on to the other forms of the exercise. So first, we're going to do a pelvic tilt. So this is going to utilize the front part of the muscle. This is part of the rectus abdominis, okay? And basically, you're tilting up. So think of it as your body as one of those wooden mannequins with a little rotator ball in the middle so that you can rotate the bottom from the top, okay? Think of it as your core is like a little rotator ball and it's tilting upward. The top part of your body is not moving, the bottom part is. Better yet, think of it as one of those videos where you see the guys doing pelvic thrust. So you can stand with your feet about hip length apart and you're tilting upward, up and down, up and down. Again, it's almost like you're using your abdominals to tilt up. At the same time, you're doing that abdominal bracing. So you're squeezing the fronts of your abdominals together, just like this. Up and down, up and down, up and down. You can do this while you're watching television. You can do this while you're tending to your children. You can do this while you're just standing around or you're talking on the phone. And you could do this, I'd say you could do this for a good 2 minutes on, 1 minute off. 2 minutes on, doing the exercise, 1 minute off, okay? And again, this is gonna work this part of the abdominals. So you see that my hip is going, but the top part of my body is staying still, okay? So you're not doing this, okay? But it's only the bottom part that's moving, all right? Okay? So that's the pelvic tilt. The other part of the abdominal crunches is the side tilt. Same rules as apply. It's almost like your abdominals are this rotator ball, and it's basically lifting from side to side. Here you're utilizing more of your external and internal obliques and part of the transverse abdominis, okay? So tilt to the side, 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 side. And again, I'm not moving the top part of my body, nor am I bending my knees. A lot of times people think that they have to kind of dip, but you're not dipping. It's simply tilting your pelvic up to the side, okay? Basically, your knees will bend, but they're not the primary utilizer. Your obliques are, and your knees are simply following along. Your hips are simply following along. Again, you're bracing your abdominals at the same time that you're doing this, so you can really feel it working. So side, 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 side. Keep squeezing those abdominals. You can picture your obliques doing all the work, kind of lifting the pelvic, and everything else is following. Side, 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 side. You might exchange between both exercise, side ones, and then the pelvic tilts. Okay, side ones, pelvic tilts. The third exercise you would want to do, I call it the round the world. And this is the exercise that hula dancers utilize, and Indian dancers as well. And again, it's all in the hips. Your hips are doing all the movement, and everything else is following the hips. So basically, if your body is on a little ball, your abdominals are the ball. It's rolling around, but the top part doesn't move. So it's basically this, okay? A lot of dancers do this. It's not a sexual move. It may feel like it, but remember, this is not a sexual move. This is working your abdominals. So now all of your abdominals are getting the work. Your obliques, your transverse, and your rectus abdominis are all getting the work, as well as part of your back, okay? So it's just around the world, and you're utilizing the hips. Only the hips are moving. At the same time, you're doing abdominal bracing. And you can do this again, 3 minutes on, 3 minutes off, okay? This is a good workout for the bottom part. And again, you can do this while you're watching television, okay? And then, of course, you might reverse it. Sometimes when you do a reverse, it's a little bit harder. But again, you're just moving your hips, okay? Good. Okay. Now the fourth and fifth exercise, they're a little more weird looking, but I do these often when I am watching television. And again, you want to do your abdominal bracing while you're doing this exercise, all right? It's going to involve moving your legs up to your hips. So first you have your arms like this, almost like a football post position, okay? So, the shoulders are almost chest length, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to touch your elbow, your right elbow with your right leg, or right knee, left elbow with your left knee, like this, okay? At the same time, you are bracing, all right? But all the energy is coming from your obliques. So you're using your obliques to lift your leg or lift your knees to touch your elbows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your obliques are doing all the work. They're the ones that's driving the energy to meet your knees to your elbows, okay? At the same time, you're doing abdominal bracing. It's a little more of a workout, but this will definitely target the sides. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you might do a combination of these exercises along with the abdominal tilting and around the world and the side tilts, okay? The last exercise you may do is you may do what I call a front kick. So again, the energy force is coming from your abdominals in the front, but this time you're going to meet your right hand with your right foot, but they're both extended. So it's like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, the driving force is coming from the abdominals. So again, you start out with your hands up like this. You're meeting opposite hands with opposite leg straight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, like I said, you're utilizing the energy is coming from your abdominals. Now, of course, if you can get on the floor and you can be more mobile, you can utilize a myriad of these exercises along with some of the other abdominal exercises I've shown you, such as the planks. There was one where you kicked your leg over with the couch, okay? I will refresh that with my next video. But for now, these are good exercises you can do if you're not able to get on the floor, but you still want to work on your abdominals. I would suggest doing abdominal work 4 times a week, 3 to 4 or 5 times a week, 10 to 15 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes off. So you might be doing 2 or 3 minutes, a combination of any of those exercises, then resting a minute, then 2 or 3 more minutes, then resting a minute. It's a good way to work this midsection here. I'll have other future videos, and in the meantime, please YouTube me back. Send me any of your comments. I'm looking for feedback on how I can make these exercises or these videos more effective. Thank you very much.